Okay, so this is going to be a very lo-fi video, but I hope the point comes across. So I'm going to identify the top 13 best potential gainers in the stock market, and these are all the stocks in my portfolio, or not in my portfolio, in my list. And you're going to see exactly why, which one is actually the best, and I was kind of shocked at it, at the results. So SLDP, the solid state battery company, that is not QuantumScape. If you buy that at that range, 112 to 135, sell it at 2 because I see that as resistance. You're gaining 32%. So whatever you put in, 32% gain. Okay, pretty straightforward, and that's how I got the gain percentage. You subtract the selling price from the buying price, and then you multiply that by 100, and then you divide it by the selling price, and then you get the gain percentage. So that's 13, the 13th place. So I don't think I'll be investing in that for 32%. That's still a good amount of gain, but not for my purposes of wanting to expedite this process. Tupperware, buy that at 1 to 125, sell at 2. That's only 37% gain. And then the number here is the frequency of how often it goes to the selling price. Tupperware is not too bad. That is a good buy. So you know what, I'm going to try to circle that. So Tupperware is actually a pretty good buy due to the frequency that it goes to the selling price, that it gets there. So number 11 is Inovio, and this is pretty frequent as well. Sorry, a bit of a lisp. The buying price, $432 to $740, selling at 12, and it usually goes to 12 1 to 2 times a year. That's a 38% gain. Again, these are all relatively safe stocks. Beyond Meat, 10th place. That's the buy price. That's the sell price. 39% gain, and it often goes to the sell price 4 times in a year. So that's actually a good one as well. So you know what? Circle all these. Circle those with the frequent, how frequent it goes to that price target, the sell target. All right, that's 10. So we're getting to the top 10. Number 9 is Kodak. 3 to 350, sell at 590. 40% gain. That's pretty good. That's decent. Actually, more than decent. 8th place, Grocery Outlet. Buy 2021, and that's where it is currently. Sell at 40 to 45. I think 40 is more realistic. You might miss the 45 and then miss the selling point, and then you're left holding the bag. 47% gain, even at selling it at 40. That is great. Okay, 7 is DJT, the Trump stock. Buy between 17 to 26. So hypothetically, you buy at 26, but even better if you can get it lower. Sell at 50. 48% gain, and it is an election year, so that is very timely. You should pick it up in an election year or leading up to the election. In any case, that's a great amount of gain. 48%. It is a little pricey to get into that, but 48. Okay, this is making me a little woozy. I'll try to keep it still. BlackBerry is number 6. I was a little shocked at this, but if you can get this at between 2 to 250, sell at 5, that's a 50% gain. And that's exactly what I'm planning to do for BlackBerry. Okay, number 5, Li Auto. 14 to 18, sell at 40. I bought into 21, unfortunately, but that's a 55% gain. So I'm looking at just under 50% gain if things work out. Okay, number 4 is QuantumScape. Now this one's a big question mark because QuantumScape can go as high as $100. But realistically, I said, okay, you know what? $9 would be 44%. If it goes up to 38, that's 61% plus. If it goes to 100, obviously that's, crazy. And realistic if the good news continues to roll out. So QuantumScape is number 4, but it could be number 1, depending on how things pan out. DraftKings is number 3, and that's because it does drop to $11, the $11 to $13 range. Takes a long time, but when it does drop, and it will drop to this range, you want to sell at 42. But it's going to take a long time. This is a long-term hold, but look at what you reap is 69% gain. So patience will pay off. Number 2 is, I was going to say Mastercraft. No, this is MicroStrategy. The Bitcoin stock, the best Bitcoin stock, 140 to 330. That's when it drops down to 20 to 40K per Bitcoin. And even 500 is a decent price for this stock. You want to sell, let's say hypothetically you buy at 500, and that's at the higher end. You sell at 1700, you're making 70% of a gain. Okay, so that is even greater. This is probably number 1, to be honest. If you're buying at 140 to 330, and then you're selling 1700, that's going to be a lot larger, but I'm just being more conservative with my numbers. And number 1, drum roll please, it is Lucid. Lucid is the highest gainer, and I was shocked at this because if you buy this at 250, and inevitably will drop down to this level again, you sell between 5 to 12 plus, because I see a lot of upside for this. If it just needs one piece of good news, one good quarterly report, and your gain would be 79%. So overall, I'm going to give number 2 to Lucid, and this will be number 1 because, again, I was a little too conservative with my numbers. But let's say you pick it up at 330. Let me do the math on my laptop calculator. I don't know if I can do it as I'm recording the video. I don't think I can. The video might stop. So let's do the math.